I warned you, but you refused to listen.
Please, forgive me. The man on the floor did not look like a lecturer anymore. His expensive shoes were dusty. His voice shook as he begged. The same mouth that once barked orders now trembled with fear. Standing before him was a girl, calm, quiet, unmoved. I warned you, she said. You refused to listen. There is nothing I can do now, sir. That was the moment Mr. Clifford understood. Many people have met the lecturer called Mr. Clifford. If you attended the university long enough, you heard his name before you met him. Sometimes in whispers, sometimes in warnings, sometimes in tears. Mr. Clifford was not the loud type. He didn't shout. He didn't beat desks. He smiled. That was what made him dangerous. He taught a compulsory course. Miss it, and your graduation would be delayed. Fail it, and your future paused. He knew this, and he used it. Girls didn't fail his course because they were dull. They failed because they said no. His office door had heard more pleading than prayer. And the boys did not fail because they were lazy either. They failed because they refused to be useful. Mr. Clifford never gave clear instructions that could be reported. Yet everyone understood him. Students fasted and prayed not to be noticed by him. Some days he would walk into class, drop his bag slowly and scan the room with his eyes, one face at a time. Then he would call out a few names. You, he would say calmly, and you, and you. The boys would stand up at once, their hearts already racing. He would look at them for a long moment, then say, "You know what to do if you want to pass my class." That was all. No explanation, no written order, no evidence, but everyone understood. They followed him out of the lecture hall without a word. Behind the school, not far from the fence, was a small piece of land. It belonged to Mr. Clifford. There were no signboards, no witnesses, only soil, tools, and silence. That was where the boys were taken. While other students sat in classrooms, they cleared bushes under the sun. They carried heavy loads. They dug, planted, and fetched water until their hands ached and their backs burned. When they dared to ask questions, he would smile. "This is discipline," he would say calmly. "This is how boys become men." Those who obeyed returned to class later with relief in their hearts. Those who refused were remembered. When results were released, the pattern was clear. Boys and girls who had been helpful passed. Those who questioned him or resisted did not. Carry over. Again and again. Years earlier, one student found the courage to speak. She reported Mr. Clifford. The school listened. Mr. Clifford smiled. By the time the meeting ended, the story had changed. The student was now described as lazy, disrespectful, uncooperative. Mr. Clifford spoke softly with confidence. "I try to guide them," he said. "But some students don't like responsibility." The complaint disappeared. But the punishment did not. That student, and others like her, are still in the university today. They have written their exams. They have completed their courses. But they have not graduated. Their names continue to appear on carryover lists. Their lives remain paused, and everyone else learned the lesson early. When Mr. Clifford said, "You know what to do," it was not a suggestion, it was a warning. Then, one semester, she arrived. Her name was Amara. She was new. She was beautiful. But more than that, she was quiet. She did not flirt. She did not laugh loudly. She did not draw attention. She sat at the back, took notes, and left. That was exactly why Mr. Clifford noticed her. He called her to his office after class. Amara's heart sank, but she went. Inside, the door closed softly. "You're very intelligent," he said, smiling. "But intelligence alone doesn't guarantee success in my course." She knew what he meant. "Sir," she said gently, "please let me be." He leaned forward. "You don't understand," he said. "I can help you, or destroy you." Amara swallowed. "There is something you should know," she said quietly. "There is a curse on me." He laughed. "A curse? So that's your excuse?" She looked at him directly. "Any man who refuses to let me live in peace does not live long." The smile left his face. Not because he was afraid, but because he was angry. "You think I'm stupid," he snapped. "Leave before I fail you." She left. But the calls began. The threats followed. The pressure increased. Each time she warned him. Each time he refused to listen. Eventually, she stopped running. That night, when he thought he had finally won, the world changed. The room darkened, the air grew heavy, his body burned like fire under the skin. He screamed. And then, silence. From that moment, Mr. Clifford began to fall apart. It did not happen all at once, it happened slowly, quietly, like something eating him from the inside. The first night, sleep refused to come. He lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the sound of his own breathing. Each time he closed his eyes, he saw her face, calm, still, watching him. By morning, his body felt heavy, as if he had walked a long distance without rest. At school, students noticed the change. Mr. Clifford no longer walked with confidence. His shoulders bent forward, his voice cracked while teaching. Sometimes, in the middle of a sentence, he would stop and hold the desk tightly, as if the ground beneath him was shaking. He told himself it was stress. He told himself it would pass. But it did not. Each morning, his phone vibrated with a short message. No sender, no greeting. Just words. Words that burned. Words that reminded him of faces he had ignored, voices he had silenced, lives he had damaged. The messages did not threaten him. They judged him. They told him to return what he had stolen. They told him to face the truth. They told him that hiding was no longer possible. Fear, which he had never respected, became his teacher. At home, Mr. Clifford did not tell his wife what was wrong with him. He could not. She had warned him many times. Whenever he came home late, tired and restless, she would study his face closely and ask, "Clifford, are you sure everything is all right?" He would wave it off. "Stress," he would say. "Work." But his wife was not a foolish woman. She noticed how he flinched at every vibration of his phone. She noticed how fear had slowly replaced pride in his eyes. She noticed how the man who once walked tall now avoided mirrors. One evening, she could not hold it in anymore. She stood in front of him, her arms crossed, and let out a bitter laugh. "So, finally," she said, shaking her head, "your evil deeds have caught up with you." Mr. Clifford looked up sharply. "I warned you," she continued. "I told you that living like this would one day destroy you." She stepped closer, her voice low but firm. "Look at you," she said. "You're wasting away, the same man who thought he could do anything and escape consequences." Her words cut deep. They were the same words Amara had spoken. Mr. Clifford's hands began to tremble. His wife stepped back, fear and disappointment mixed in her eyes. "Whatever is following you," she said quietly, "face it, because I will not carry your sins for you." She turned and walked away. And that night, Mr. Clifford understood something painful. He was not only losing his power, he was losing the respect of the one person who truly knew him. By the third night, his hands would not stop shaking. By the fourth morning, he could no longer eat. His body grew weak. His eyes sank deep into his face. Students whispered openly now, "That's him. He looks sick. What's wrong with Mr. Clifford?" He knew what was wrong. Time was moving, and it was not on his side. Unable to bear it anymore, he went looking for Amara. He found her walking quietly across campus, carrying her books like any other student. He did not care who was watching. He dropped to his knees. Students froze. Phones came out. "Please," he cried, his voice breaking, "forgive me. Take it back. I will do anything." Amara stopped. She looked down at him. There was no joy in her eyes, no pride, only sadness. "I warned you," she said gently. "You refused to listen." Tears ran down his face. "Help me," he begged. She shook her head slowly. "What has started cannot be stopped," she said, "but what comes next depends on you." Then she walked away, and Mr. Clifford knew the end was close. That night, the pain returned, stronger than before. Mr. Clifford collapsed in his room, gasping for air. The walls felt closer, the shadows felt alive. His heart beat wildly, like it was trying to escape his body. He knew what he had to do. The next day, he stood before the school authorities, before students, before lecturers, before the truth. His voice trembled, but he spoke. He confessed. He spoke of the threats, the abuse of power, the lives he had ruined, not because he was brave, but because fear had stripped him of pride. The school shook. Investigations began immediately. Students who had been silent found their voices. Stories poured out like water from a broken dam. Mr. Clifford's office was sealed, his authority vanished, his name, once feared, became shame. That night the room changed one final time. The air grew still. The walls faded. Amara stood before him again, but she was no longer dressed like a student. Light surrounded her, soft, powerful, endless. "You are not dying," she said calmly. Hope flashed across his face. "But you are losing what mattered to you most," she continued. "His strength, his position, his power, everything he used to hurt others." The light faded. When Mr. Clifford woke up, the pain was gone. But so was his old life. He never taught again. He never stood before students again. His name became a warning whispered to new intakes, a reminder that power without kindness always destroys itself. As his world collapsed, his marriage did too. She packed her bags one day and left, choosing peace over pain. And Mara. One day she stopped attending classes. No transfer letter, no goodbye. Some said she disappeared. Others said she was never human at all. But those who had been saved knew the truth. She came as a lesson, and she left after justice was done. The wicked lecturer finally met his match, and power learned too late how small it really was. Moral of the story: power does not make a person great. Character does. When people use their position to hurt others, they may hide for a while, but the truth always finds a way out. Those who refuse to listen to warnings will eventually learn through consequences. And those who stay silent in the face of wrongdoing help evil grow. Respect, kindness, and honesty are stronger than fear. If you do what is right, even quietly, justice will always come in the end.